Craftsman Lawnmower Hood Repair and Turkey Hunts. William Hovey Smith, 2024. We've attempted to well paint those contact surfaces with epoxy. And now we'll stick it on and see what happens. We freshened up this surface over here so it'd give a better bond. This goes all the way to the bottom. And now I'm going to tighten that nut, and that'll bring all the work together. On our clamping up, we have, of course, the nut and bolt on this side, and then this clamp here, and I put a little pad of paper to keep the clamp itself from sticking to the wood. In about 12 hours, this should be set solid enough to re-drill this hole so I can put in the second nut and bolt in its proper place. Now that we've removed our clamp, the glue appears to be set. We're going to see if we can re-drill the hole and put in the matching nut and bolt. Okay, that hole is through. Yep, that'll fit. We're going to tighten this up, and then after we do, we're going to put another application of glue over all of this back unit, and that'll be as firm as we can set it. This is one of those get away when you can turkey hunts. I'm working on my lawnmower hood a little bit, so I did a bit of that this morning. And I had to wrangle up the dogs and have some breakfast and get my stuff more or less thrown together and get out here. I've got about 3 hours this morning. I'm expecting some phone calls about noon. So I'm going to take advantage of that and get out here in the woods. Well, I'm afraid it's about time we're going to have to move out. Hens were active. They were calling around. I think they're nesting right now. But nothing came in or came by. It's overcast. It's approaching 80 degrees now. And things were moving, but did not hear a tom, which is not unusual. So what I think we'll do is I'll go back and get my telephone calls and basically leave my stuff here and come back and sit this evening. Oh, we have returned for our evening sit. And good thing too, more or less. Whilst we were gone, the gobbler walked down the road. Boof. So he strikes. Will he come back this evening? Maybe. Maybe not. But here we sit. Well, remarkably, for the first time this season, we have thermocell going. A few skeeters out right now, particularly as we're getting towards dark. It's getting to be about turkey go to roost time. Deer barking at me back there. And I think I'm going to head out. Did not have much happen here, at least not so far as turkeys go. Now, one did walk down the road this afternoon whilst I was gone, but nothing showed up since. The next piece we're going to attach is this piece here, and it fits flush to this edge, and I bent this back so it will hold. But we have a problem in that this sheet metal is very flexible, and it's not lined up right. It needs to come over this way a little bit. So we're going to use some cord and temporarily restrain it and tie it up until we can more firmly anchor it to this piece here. I'm going to dress this surface up with a Dremel tool, sort of smooth it out a little bit, plus give it a little more purchase with the glue. We've got this part attached to here and clamped up. We tried to reinstall this to retain it, but actually had no luck with it, despite repeated and frustrating attempts. So we glued it and we clamped it, and we're going to put a nut and bolt through that, as well as to put an aluminum strap here to actually bring these parts together. Well, we struck out again, I'm afraid. The most exciting thing we saw was a little finch-sized bird that was bright yellow. There is such a thing as a yellow-bellied sapsucker, I guess. I have heard of such a thing, I think, and I guess that might have been one. I don't know. And the other interesting thing we have seen recently was in one of my built-up stands, which is up on poles. I looked in there and there was an egg on the floor. Yeah. About the size of a turkey egg, a little larger maybe. But turkeys don't nest in cavities. And I suspect this is a large owl that's chosen to deposit its egg there. And if so, we will leave it lay. I did not touch it, did not say boo to it. And we will see what develops from there in later days. But yeah, we're going to pull out and go home. Dogs have been shut up since I left, and got to let them out. They were good about going in this morning, so I can't complain. They've sort of got the routine. When Daddy goes turkey hunting, they get fed early and they get let in early, and they're supposed to stay there and be good till he gets back. So I pretty well better get back, I think. Support this channel by buying my business books, outdoor books, novels, and recommending them to your local libraries. For those of you who like to cook, now I have recipes in backyard deer hunting, crossbow hunting, extreme muzzleloading, and also have much to say about food in my novels, including Until Death Do You Part, as well as the Gold Farm Chronicles. So, if you want to read and learn something about food, sure, go get my books. We have a problem of fit right here. As this went from elastic to brittle failure, this little tab interferes. So I'm going to have to take the Dremel tool and remove it and smooth up this surface a little bit so we can bring these two parts together and tie them together with a piece of aluminum. Got that fit now. Well, this is my last setup of the season. Got Big George out. Skeeters are out today. So I've got my thermosol going. And on the other side, the two calls I'll be using, ready at hand. Our turkey response here on the last day of the season was just about the same as the first day of the season. Nobody was saying nothing to no one. I was hoping to get some gobblers sound off as they came down from the roost. I was here before daylight and nothing was heard. I picked out a spot and set out my decoys and saw nothing moving anywhere. I am in the middle of planted pines, so my view is somewhat restricted. But on this very same spot during deer season, I saw no less than a dozen turkeys walk back and forth, but none to be seen today. So this is going to wind it up for me. Going to get my gear out of the woods and get it home and start putting up and, well, thinking about deer season next year. For now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe. Goodbye, God bless, and see you next time.